Hey everybody, this is Liepard here again, bringing you another black and white Pokemon analysis. Today, we're going to be looking at the cruelty Pokemon known as Lepardas, so let's get started by taking a look at its abilities and its stats. So first off, this Pokemon is a mono dark type, meaning that it has a weakness to bug and fighting, but resistance to dark and ghost and immunity to psychic. You can essentially equate this Pokemon to Mightyena if you want to, but they're vastly different, so it's really not that big of a comparison except for the typing and the fact that you encounter them early in the game. As for the abilities, the first one it gets is Limber, which is a useful ability that makes it so this Pokemon cannot be paralyzed, so any move like Thunder Wave or Glare will not cause paralysis if this Pokemon is having the Limber ability. As for its next ability, it is known as Unburden, which only one Pokemon got in the last generation, and that was Drifblim. And what Unburden does is it doubles your speed whenever your hold item is consumed or tricked away from you, I believe. So, say this Pokemon has a berry or something, and it gets hit down to like lower than 25% where the berry would activate. Once the berry activates, Unburden will then become in effect and your speed will be doubled. So that's a really cool ability to have for any Pokemon. As for its last ability, which it gets in the Dream World, it is a new ability known as Mischievous Heart. And what it does is it essentially makes every single move that is not an attacking move have +1 priority. So what that means is that if you have a move like Substitute or something like that, since that isn't actually an attack move, it will be on the same priority level as a move like Mach Punch or something like that, which gets +1 priority. So what it does for a lot of different Pokemon is it just allows them to use either stat boosting moves and Baton Pass or something like that, or use moves that will cripple your opponent, such as like Thunder Wave or Toxic or something like that, with increased priority. So it's a really awesome ability to have, and this Pokemon can actually utilize it in a different way than the other Mischievous Heart users can, which you will see in a second. As for its stats, it has 84 or 64 HP with 50 defenses for the physical and special defense, which means that this Pokemon will not really be that capable of taking a hit or two because of its low defenses and low HP. As for its attack stats, its physical attack and special attack is the same with a nice 88. It's nothing incredibly high, but the fact that it gets the same base stat in both areas allows you to utilize physical and special sets with this Pokemon, which is really cool. As for its speed, it is probably its best stat with 106, meaning that this Pokemon can be very fast if you put EVs into the speed and even give it a nature that boosts speed as well. So essentially it's just a quote-unquote sweeper, I guess, in the sense that its stats has high or decent attack, high speed, but not so great defenses. But with that, let's take a look at a couple of different sets that this Pokemon can make use of. So first off, we're going to be using a physical set with Lepardas. So we're going to give it an adamant nature to increase its physical attack, but decrease its special attack. As for the ability, we're going to be using Unburden, which will be used in combination with your item that will be obviously consumed, and then you will have double speed. So since you'll have double speed, we don't even really need to put any EVs into it since its base speed is already very high. So we're going to use EVs for HP 252 to allow you to take more hits than you normally would be able to, and then 252 attack EVs to give you your max attack possible. And then the 4 EVs for speed just give you 1 more point. But Unburden is going to be activated in the set by the use of a new item known as a normal elemental gem. And now there are obviously elemental gems for every single type, and what they do is they increase the power of whatever type they are by 1.5, and then they're used up, therefore you'll have no item. So we're going to be using Fake Out to activate the Elemental Gem, because that's a normal move and it causes the opponent to flinch, so when you're using Fake Out, they can't attack you back, and thus you get a free turn to get rid of your normal Elemental Gem and now have double speed because of Unburden. As for the other moves in the set, we're going to have Night Slash because it's your main stab move, and that will be doing quite a bit of damage because of your high attack and such. And then the other attacking move is going to be Aerial Ace, because this Pokemon doesn't have the best move pool in the world, but Aerial Ace will allow it to have other type coverages and be able to hit things that Night Slash can't for either neutral or super effective damage. So it's decent type coverage, but it's not the best in the world. And as for the last move of the set, we're going to use Claw Sharpen because it's a new move that increases your attack and accuracy at the same time. So therefore it will allow this Pokemon to increase its attack even further, along with the ×2 speed it gets from Unburden. So as you can see, it'll become a very powerful and speedy attacker. As for this next set, it's going to be the special variant of the first one. So we're going to give Lepardas a Modest Nature to increase its special attack but decrease its physical attack. Everything else though about this Pokemon in terms of ability, EVs, and item will remain the same, except for the special attack EVs that are now being put into it, as opposed to the 252 physical attack EVs. The reason we are still using Fake Out, even though it is a physical move, is because it is still the best option for this Pokemon to activate Unburden, because obviously since it always flinches unless the Pokemon has Inner Focus or something, it will allow you to set up for free. The next move in the set is Nasty Plot, which is really funny because this Pokemon doesn't learn any special moves as level up moves. It can only get special moves from TMs. So having a move like Nasty Plot, which increases your special attack 2 stages, is kind of funny. But that's exactly what it's there for, obviously, to increase your special attack. So you're going to be doing that with Nasty Plot, and then using Shadow Ball and Hidden Power Fighting for your type coverage, because even though you don't get Dark Pulse or a good stab move, Shadow Ball and Hidden Power Fighting still are very good types of attacks to have, since for the most part it is unresisted if you're using either of those, and you still can take out the Ghost and Psychic type Pokemon that people would normally think Lepardas will take out because of its Dark typing. And Hidden Power Fighting allows you to cover Steels and Rock and everything else. So it's pretty cool dual typing you'll get with this special set, and it can become very powerful if you can get a Nasty Plot up and allow Unburden to activate to double your speed. As for this last set, we're going to be making use of the ability Mischievous Heart, its Dream World ability, to allow you to gain priority on all of the non-attacking moves you're going to use. So since we don't even need to worry about speed at all, we're going to be using an Impish or Careful Nature, whichever one you want. Either one or both of them increase your defense or special defense and lower your special attack. As for the EVs, we're going to be going a bulkier set to allow this Pokemon to take more hits than it normally would, even though its defenses still aren't amazing. So we're going to put 252 HP EVs into its HP to max it out, 128 defense EVs to give it high defense, and then 128 special defense EVs to give it decently high special defense as well. As for the item, we're going to be using Leftovers so that you can restore HP a little bit at the end of every turn. As for the moveset, all of the moves in the set are going to be non-attacking moves with the exception of one. So the first one is Swagger, which is a move that confuses your opponent and also increases their attack by 2 stages. Now normally you would think that would be a bad thing, but since Swagger is increasing their attack, that means they will also take more damage from confusion when they hit themselves in it. So that's always a really cool thing to do to your opponent. And hopefully while they are hitting themselves in confusion, you can set up a free sub and then use one of the other 2 moves in your set. So essentially you just want to wait it out until they can hit themselves in confusion, and then you'll have a sub up to utilize the other moves you have, as I just said. One move that this Pokemon gets that all the other Mischievous Heart users do not get is a move known as Assist. And what Assist does is it calls upon one of your party members or teammates' Pokemon and uses an attack that they have against your opponent. And since Assist in itself is not an attack, it'll get the +1 priority from Mischievous Heart. So, say your Pokemon, or you have a Pokemon on your team that knows like Spore or something like that, and you have Lepardas out, and you use Assist, you can potentially get Spore and then put your opponent to sleep because you called upon them and used their attack. So it's a really cool way to use a sort of metronome-like move, except since you know the team you built, you'll know every move that Assist can possibly get. It doesn't work with a few moves, namely like Destiny Bond or something like that. There's a list that you can probably find anywhere, but that's just something to make note of. As for its last move, it is a new Dark-type move that this Pokemon gets, known as Trickery, and it's a 95 base physical Dark move, and what it does is rather than use your attack to hurt your opponent, it uses your opponent's attack to hurt your opponent. And why that's great is because since you're using Swagger to boost your opponent's physical attack, using Trickery along with Swagger will essentially be using their +2 attack against their defense. So it's a really cool ability to use in combination with Swagger because it will be able to do the most damage possible. But that's pretty much it for this Mischievous Heart set for Lepardas, and it has some useful moves that it can use, like Assist and Trickery, that separate it from the other Mischievous Heart users. So it's really cool, and it's probably my favorite set of the 3 that are in this video. But that's about it for Lepardas, so I hope you guys like this video, and you don't think I'm an idiot for posting this before and realizing that I completely screwed up the audio. So thanks to the person who pointed that out for me. But that's it for this set, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you in my next video, so take care and goodbye.